for the session, she says, digging some out of her sofa, is a block, a yoga block. But what I want to say is if you haven't got a yoga block, but you've got a hardback book in the same room, or you know where there's one upstairs, then go and grab that now. This is just a bog standard plastic yoga block, and often used in things like Pilates and even circuit training. They can be used for the back of the head or between the legs when you're doing things like sit-ups, etc. So if you've got one, grab it. If you haven't, just a big, thick, heavy, hardback book will suffice, okay? So grab that. Non-slip yoga mat, which you've been probably using anyway. If you've got socks on and you feel brave enough, just take your socks off, because ideally when we come to standing, we want to feel the feet, okay? So I'm just going to give everybody who hasn't got a block a chance to go and get one, or as I say, just a heavy book, a thick book will do. I'll show you what I mean. There we go. So a thick book, quite thick, you can see, sort of quite heavy, but that can do if you haven't got a yoga block, just a heavy book, okay? Ideally, hardback will be even better. All right, so do grab that if you don't have that yoga block, as I say. We're coming to the first pose, which is called Tadasana. Now, Tadasana in yoga simply equates and translates to mountain pose. And it's a pose you may have heard of many times in yoga, and even is used in conventional exercises like Pilates. They do a standing pose, which isn't dissimilar. So what we're going to do is bring the feet almost together and hands here. Now, this is about trying to invoke our inner smile. We don't have to smile when we do these poses, but it is said that when we smile, we use less facial muscles than when we frown. So actually, smiling is pretty good for us. We're going to bring the palms together, feet facing forward, so toes and ankles facing forwards, just slightly apart, not quite wide as your hips, but just slightly apart with the feet. And then bringing the hands to the heart center. And you can close or keep the eyes open, softly gazing ahead as if you were looking towards that imaginary horizon ahead of you. And just for a moment, I want you to join me in taking 6 deep breaths here. Quietly either closing the eyes or softly gazing ahead, whichever suits you this afternoon. And as you exhale, I want you to send the energy downwards, down all the way to your legs and to your feet. Bring your palms together at your chest and just gently ask yourself inwardly or outwardly if you wish, what am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? And let sweet memories come to mind. Maybe you're simply grateful for the space you're in. Maybe you're grateful for the fact that there's chocolate in the house. Or maybe you're grateful for just being able to get back seeing friends and family again. Just take a moment and ask yourself, what am I grateful for? And let sweet memories come to mind. And as you ask yourself that invocation, what am I grateful for? Let's enjoy taking a few deep breaths here. We can stand so that we have the intention of spreading the weight across the feet. And the best place to do that, or best way, should I say, is just to lift the toes and spread them wide on the mat, as if you were trying to fan them apart. And distribute the weight as evenly as you can across both feet, so that at least there's an awareness that you're standing equally on both feet. Remember the invitation or invocation, asking yourself inwardly, if you wish to, what am I grateful for? And enjoy 3 more deep breaths here. Softly gazing ahead, softly relaxing the facial muscles and features of the face. It's just a moment to stand and breathe. Remember what our practice is today. It's about giving ourselves a break, breaking away from harsh judgments, and just stop overthinking, even if it's just for 30 minutes, giving our brain a well-earned rest, giving ourselves a well-earned break. Okay, yogis, take another deep breath in with me if you can. And as you exhale, just release the hands Relax them by your sides. And then just shake it out, hands and feet, giving them a little shake out. That's it. Relaxing. Well done. Okay, now the next pose, as I say, there's just 9 today, nice and simple, but we're going to work through thoroughly. And this one is called side bend mountain. So this was mountain pose that you were in, and now we come into side bend mountain pose. So just leave the feet where they are, with the feet facing forwards, toes again, just spread them wide. And we're going to inhale and raise the arms together. And as we exhale, we're just going to take the arms, both of them, over to the right. Palms are facing one another. Now, if you've got low back issues, you might want to put a micro bend in your knees, but keep the knees and feet apart, gazing ahead. And we're going to take 5 breaths here. Breathing in, breathing out. That's it. 2 or 3 more if you can. Inhale, make sure you're not over bending. Exhale deeply. That's it. 2 more deep breaths with me if you can. Again, if you feel you've gone too far, just ease off. Don't side bend too much. Breathing in, breathing out. Lovely. 1 more inhale. And then we come all the way back and we exhale and release. And we're going to do the other side. So when you're ready, take another breath in, raise the arms slowly. Exhale and just take them side bending now gently to your left. Just remind your body that it's coming sideways over to the left. It's not coming forwards or back. We're simply side bending. And remember to put a little bend in those knees if your low back is delicate or if it feels too strong. In fact, ease off your side bend if your back is hurting. And again, just notice the difference on the left and right. Very often one side can feel slightly easier than the other. So I just want you to notice that, but without any harsh judgments, remember. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. 2 more deep breaths here. So making sure you do at least 4 or 5 on both sides, if you can comfortably. And again, just noticing, does my right side feel physically easier than my left? Or does my left feel physically easier than my right? When you're ready, come up on the inhale and use that exhalation to release and relax the arms. Well done, yogis. Let's shake it out again. That's it. Roll the shoulders back and just shake out and relax. That was great for the sides as well. Now, this is one of my favourite poses, and we've not done this since, late last year. So again, you may not have done it, but you may remember it from last year. But also, it's really nice because it gives you a sense of your own spatial awareness. And that's a really good thing. So we're going to go wide with our legs, as wide apart as you comfortably can. Again, just check that both toes, or all the toes should I say, both ankles and both feet are facing forwards. And just take the legs as wide as you comfortably can. And then we take the arms to shoulder height, palms facing down, and keep the arms level with your shoulders. Just check quickly. Make sure at least when we start, they're both aligned with the shoulders. I want you to open the fingers wide, spread them, open the toes and keep them soft and long on the mat, and take 5 deep breaths. Feel or imagine the energy that's going out through all of the fingertips, down and out through the legs, and out through the very crown of your head. Feel and imagine the energy that you're exuding from this 5-pointed star pose. Enjoy the breath. That's it. Take nice, deep, full breaths in for me. And when you exhale, imagine sending the energy downwards, down into the legs, down, anchoring the feet into the earth, making you feel stronger, supported, and more anchored. That's it. 3 more deep breaths together now, if you can. If you get tired, by all means release the arms, but this is great for strengthening and toning our arms, and it's said to be good for concentration and willpower. Breathe deep, and remember, yogis, send the exhale downwards into the legs to further enhance you feeling strong and anchored into the earth. Breathing in. That's it. Breathing out. Relax the shoulders. That's it. But keep the tension in the arms. That's excellent. 1 more deep breath in. And exhale. Just float the arms slowly back down to the sides of your body. Zigzag or jump the feet in. That's it. Just shake it out once more. You're doing really well. Nicely done. Okay, now this pose I quite like. It's called Hug a Tree. And it's quite a strong stretch because it stretches here, this part, the hips and pelvic region. Now, if like me, you have to do a lot of sitting in your week, studying, looking at the computer, then our hips tend to get stubborn and tight. So this is going to help to open and release that area, but take care. So what I'm going to do is profile myself to the side so you can see. I take my right foot forwards, and I'd like you to do the same. My left foot is turned in about 45 degrees behind me. Can you see that, yogis? Right leg is forwards, left leg turned out 45 degrees, and my hips square to the front. So my hips are facing forwards. Now what I need to do is bend this front knee, come down, fingertips in alignment with the front right foot. And do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go a little wider. But I want to keep that back heel on the floor. And as I bend the front knee, I wrap my right arm around the inside of the thigh, hence the name, Hug a Tree Lunge. I've turned the back foot out, but I need to leave that left hand on the floor to support me. So my right hand goes in, hug a tree lunge, hugging our leg. That's it, hugging your thigh. And just start gentle resistance by pulling your chest away from your thigh, but keep contact and hold for 6 breaths. Relax and breathe. That's it. As you exhale, you turn that foot, the back foot the other way. Just hold for 4 more breaths, yogis. And remember this, the gentle resistance is I'm pulling my chest away from my thigh, yet I keep contact and hold my thigh. And I relax and breathe, looking down, just lifting my chest a little bit off the thigh for gentle resistance. Nice deep breathing. Feel more if you can. Try to think less. Feel more and think less if you can. Now I'm going to bend and fold. I'm going to pivot my body round the other side. So now my left leg is in front. I've turned the right foot 45 degrees out. Bend the front knee. Left arm. Now that comes and hugs the left thigh. Fingertips of the right hand support me on the floor. And then add a gentle resistance by lifting my chest off the front thigh. Relax and breathe. Aiming to feel more and think less for 6 breaths. Or maybe just 3 if you wish to. Don't go too wide. Make sure again that you feel comfortable stretching and breathing here. Nice full breaths in our Hug a Tree Lunge. Okay, one more deep breath in. Both hands to the floor. Step forwards carefully. Bend your knees and rise up nice and slowly. Not too fast. Keep the knees soft and shake it out. Roll the shoulders back and forwards, yogis, and just relax. Well done. Now that really does work the backs of the legs. Could you feel that in the calf muscle as well? Great for the hips as well. And we call that Hug a Tree Lunge. Now, yogis, I said if you've got a block or a book to grab that, but before you do, before we go into our next poses, just grab some water whenever you need to. I'll join you as well, just little sips of water. Okay. So, we're coming into what we call extended triangle pose. So, I'm going to grab my book, sorry, my block, but you can grab your block or book. Remember, a hardback, thick book is absolutely brilliant. And if you don't have a block, it's a nice substitute. And what we're going to do is turn our right foot out and have our left foot facing forwards. So like me, I'd like you to turn your right foot out if you can and have your left foot facing forwards. So we make this triangle shape with our legs. Don't go too wide, just as wide as you comfortably can. And with your block or your book, take that to the outside of your right foot, okay? So just resting it where my little toe is, just ahead of there. I've turned it on its side, but you can have your book or block flat. And we come into triangle. We're going to support our hand by resting it on our block, which is just resting the outside of the right foot. So firstly, let's raise the arms again. Let's check. They both start in alignment and in level with the shoulders. Takes a second, but just check. Take a deep breath in with me. Now as you exhale, tip to the right. Take your hand and rest it on your block or your book, okay? So I'm going to just rest it there. And raise that hand, raising the left arm up, keeping the leg straight or have a micro bend in the front knee, and hold for 5 breaths. Breathing in, breathing out, that's it. So you're using a block or a book, just steady your hand there. You can look up towards the raised arm if you wish to, or look forwards. That I think is nicer for the neck, but it's a choice thing. Front knee might be slightly bent if easier, but keep the back leg definitely straight. And if you're straightening the front leg, try not to lock that front knee. That's it. Breathe down into strong legs. This is a pick-me-up pose. It's said to give us energy, so take some full deep breaths here if you can. Now, it's time to come up, so we're going to bend the front knee. Inhale, rise up slowly, taking care not to hurt our back as we do, and then just exhale. Well done. Now I'm going to show you with a book. So I used a block, but if I didn't have that today, then here's a thick old book I got from the cupboard. I put that to the outer edge of the left foot now. So just showing you that this can be done with a half back book, should I say. So now my right foot's facing forwards, my left foot turned out 90 degrees. All we've done, yogis, is switch sides. Keep, if you can, the feet fairly in alignment. Bend the front knee and take your book or block to the outside of the left foot now. And you can always adjust it when you go down. But let's take the arms to shoulder height. Check that they're both level. Takes a second. Let's breathe in together, breathing in fully. That's when we tip to the left, exhale down, and again, adjust yourself. If you need to take the book just slightly ahead, do so. And rest your hand on your book. You can always use more than one. And ideally, front leg is straight, but maybe you want to bend that front knee. Keep that arm straight. Here we are, supported triangle, using a block or book on the left side. 4 breaths. It's really hard, I know, to keep the front of the body open, but as best you can, imagine or visualize that your body's almost between 2 sheets of glass. Back leg, as I say, does need to be straight, but the front knee, by all means, bend if you need to. Enjoy 2 more deep breaths here, yogis. Well done. Excellent. 1 more full breath in and out together. Excellent. Now let's bend that front knee. Let's all inhale slowly, pull the tummy muscles in. We can engage the core. Rise up slowly, that's it. And then exhale, release and relax the arms. Turn the feet in, zigzag walk or jump them in, and shake it out. Now, I bet you could feel that on your back, couldn't you? And what a great way to use a book if you don't have a block, to get the opening in the chest and to really feel the pose. I hope you tried it and I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, my room's getting warm. I'm just going to open a window. It's great that the sun's out. Okay, now there's one more pose where we do use the block. In fact, we're going to use our block or our book twice more for the next 2 poses. So, grab your block or your book again, yogis. And this time we're going into reverse triangle. So I'm going to reverse that pose that we've just done. I'm going to show you this by taking my right foot forwards, my left foot turned out. Now your block or your book goes to the outside of your right foot again. Can you see? I've just got it by the right foot. Left foot's turned out, right foot forwards, block on the outside of the right foot or the book. We take the arms this time out to shoulder height. We're going to breathe in together. Here we go. Bend the front knee a little. As you exhale, take the left hand and rest it on the block. You can, of course, straighten the front leg and the back if you wish to. Once your left hand, stabilised on the block or book, start to raise the right hand as you twist to gaze up towards it. Now keep both legs strong. Breathe downwards into the legs. This is a twist and a balance. If you find you're wobbly and you can't look up, turn the head and look towards the floor and let your spine and legs do the work. Hold for 3 full breaths if you can. Keep breathing into those legs, they're holding you up. And when you're ready to come out, exhale, lower the right hand onto the block, bend the front knee, and inhale, raise the arms nice and carefully so that you can exhale, release and relax. Well done. Step forwards and we'll switch sides. So I'm going to show you that on the other side now. Getting a bit warmer, yogis. Just taking off a layer. So this time, your left foot is forwards, the right foot is turned out behind me. And can you see I've put my block to the outside of the left foot? So block or book, if you've got one, to the outside of the left foot now. And we're going to twist to the left. First of all, let's take the arms to shoulder height, breathing in. Let's bend the front knee a little and exhale and take the right hand and rest it on your book or block, okay? With the left hand, that's just sort of resting on your side. Then we can start to twist, raise the left arm carefully and gaze upwards. Now again, if you don't want to look up, remember, look towards the floor. Keep both legs straight if you can. Things may be moving, so strong legs, breathe. See if you can hold the breath for 2 or 3 breaths. You don't have to look up. Twisty triangle, it's a strong pose. You can look down towards the floor. Nice deep breathing. Breathe smoothly. Try and coax your body to revolve to the left for 1 more deep breath in. Exhale, let's carefully bend the front knee. Come down. Inhale, raise the arms slowly. Exhale, release. And then step forwards, yogis. Well done. Now from there, take the legs wide, come back into 5-pointed star. So go wide, toes and ankles again facing forwards. Take the arms to shoulder height, check their level. Open the fingers, keep the toes soft and long. And hold 5-pointed star again for 3 full breaths. Eyes can be open or closed. Heart rate may have increased. That's fine, but just breathe fully and deeply. And notice as you stretch back into 5-pointed star, do you feel more expansive? Do you feel more open? Can you breathe more easily into your body? Just notice physically how you feel going back into 5-pointed star. Hold for 2 more deep breaths if you can. Excellent. 1 more full breath in and out, yogis. Marvelous. Release the arms. Zigzag or walk the feet in. Shake it out. Well done, yogis. Excellent effort. Well done. Did that 5-pointed star feel easier second time round? Or you'll have to tell me later. Roll the shoulders back. You're doing really well. We've got about 5 or 6 minutes to go. Have some water. And remember, if there's a pose you don't like or you're tired, please skip it. Just do as much or as little as you can. I said we're going to use the blocks once more, didn't we? And I didn't lie. Well, if you can, grab your block or your book, and we're going to do a little balance. And this is a bit of fun, a little bit of joyful fun, because we're giving ourselves a break today. So have a go if you can. And it's called half moon pose. And it's just a nice, joyous little happy balance. Don't take it too seriously. Have some fun with it and see where you go. So we'll start on the right side, sorry. Yeah, we'll start on the right side. The right leg's had a little break. Take your block again. And I would turn it, if you can, so that it's quite high. You can have it lower. If you're using a book, then again, a heavy back book is great. Hard back book, should I say. And take it to the outer edge of your right foot. Start in triangles so that the right foot is turned out and the left foot, like mine, facing forwards. We're going to bend the front knee, that's the right knee. We're going to place our hand on the block or the book, full stability, and start to stack all the weight into the right leg. So I'm leaning into the block with my right hand and resting my left hand here on my lower back. Then I start to inhale and lift the left leg, doesn't have to be high. And then whoop, come down, have another go. So I'm stacking the weight into this right leg, lifting the back leg, gazing down, and then just slowly straighten that standing leg. I'm stacking my hips into the right side, raise the arm, hold for 3 breaths. That's all I want you to do, 2 or 3 breaths. That's it. Come out as beautifully as you went in and rise up slowly. Well done. And if it was really wobbly, it doesn't matter. Have a go. It's about joyfully playing with these poses. Should we try the other side? Let's grab the block, swivel the feet round to the other side. So now my left foot's turned out, my right foot is facing forwards. I've got my block in my hand, or my heavy backed book, my hard book, and that goes to the outside of the left foot. So resting and pressing my hand into the left hand into the block, start to scoop my feet up, stack the weight here into the left leg. And then with my right hand resting on my right hip, I can slowly start to raise this right leg, look downwards, raise the arm, and hold for 2 or 3 deep breaths if you can. Try and keep the front of the body, if you can. Aim to keep the front of the body as open as you can. I find this side much easier. Are you noticing those left and right differences, yogis? Don't forget to breathe. Nice full breath. Come out as beautifully as you went in. Come up and relax. Shake it out. Well done. I hope you had a go. And again, we get better the more we practice balances. So keep persevering, keep trying, and before you know it, you'll be in a balance. It's simply practice, that's all it is. Nicely done, yogis. Now, the last pose, we're going to probably end with this one because I want us to have a few minutes in relaxation, is goddess pose. And again, it's a little bit of fun. It relaxes the jaw and all of the facial muscles, and it's like a standing squat. Again, it's about playing, it's joyful. Give yourself a break, don't judge, let's have a go. Now this is really, really good because what I love about this is it's actually said to release all the tension in the face. And sometimes we hold a lot of tension in our jaw and our eyes, and at night we can feel really tired. And sometimes people even say to me, my jaw aches, I can't sleep, I click my jaw. So often we hold tension in here, the jaw and parts of the face. So this is about softening all those areas as best we can. So we go wide with the feet. Can you see I've turned my toes out, my heels in. Now as I bend my knees, make sure the knees don't come over the ankles. Just imagine you're sliding down a wall in what we call a wide-legged squat. We're going to bend the elbows and have the palms facing forwards, a little bit like the deities that you may see in Indian books or Indian artwork. And then we're going to breathe in, stick our tongues out, bring them as low as we can to the chin. With our eyes, we're going to look up towards that third eye, that's the point between the eyebrows, and let out a ah, okay? Which lets all the tension go. You can't help but smile. And I think we'll try this a few times. It's great for the body and mind. Here we go. So, squatting, take a deep breath in. Let's open and stretch the tongue and let out a big ah as you look up towards your forehead. And relax. Well done. Might have to wipe the jaw. We're going to do that 3 times. You see, everybody laughs when they've done that. It's a great stress buster. Deity again, coming into happy goddess pose. Here we go. So as you breathe in, stretch the tongue as far as you can out of the mouth and down, and look up towards your third eye and hold for a few seconds as you exhale, letting all the stagnant air out of the lungs as well. Here we go. And release. Well done. Okay, are you laughing? We're going to have one more go at goddess pose if you want to. If not, just watch me because I look silly enough as well. Okay, here we go. Let it out. Breathing in. And release. Work your chin if you need to. Zigzag your feet in and yogis shake it out. Notice that you're probably laughing. And just notice if your face feels a little softer or your jaw feels more released. Whenever I've done that with students before they go online or when they're about to do a production in the past in theatre, they always say their jaw feels softer and they naturally can't help but smile. I hope you enjoyed that. So we're going to come down and we're going to finish. This is our last pose. So you can either sit quietly in this pose, which is just Sukhasana, easy pose, or if you want to try a little bit of a stronger pose, the smiling cow face pose. So what I do is I bend my right knee, take it underneath, and my left knee over the right. The idea is that our feet look and resemble the horns of an Indian cow, which is called the smiling cow pose. Hold on to your feet, gaze ahead, and just take a few deep breaths. Eyes can be open or closed. This works our outer hips. Again, those areas that get tight and tense when we do a lot of sitting and a lot of school work or computer work when we're sitting. So if this is really uncomfortable, just come to a cross-legged position. But if you can, sit tall on a cushion, cross the left knee over the right, come into the cow face pose. This is excellent for our hips. So just take 1 or 2 deep breaths here, yogis. Tuning into those tight spots in your body as you breathe. And then very gently, we're going to release that upper leg, the left leg, stretch it out, stretch the right leg and switch sides. So left leg goes underneath now, right knee and leg go on top. Switch sides, let's hold on to the feet. And again, just see if you can hold for 3 or 4 deep breaths. You can work up to 10 breaths when you're doing this on your own. One side may feel tighter, just notice that in your hips. But again, often the outer buttocks and the outer hips feel this one, and that's exactly the areas that we want to tension tame and release. 3 breaths in your own time. Keep the spine tall. Keep your breath deep and as even as you can. When you're ready, release that top leg, stretch it out, release the bottom leg and just shake it out, yogis. Now we're going to lie down and aware of time, so we're just going to do this for about 2 minutes. It's important to lie down in Shavasana just to stretch out the limbs. So grab a cushion if you wish to, underneath your head. If you need to put your socks back on, that's brilliant. Have a blanket if you need to, make sure you're warm. And let's just give our bodies a few minutes rest here. So you can bend the knees if that's more comfortable for your low back, or extend the legs in Shavasana, relaxation. Just lift the head for a moment, yogis. Make sure the body is in a relatively straight line. When you're happy with that, take your arms away from your body and carefully tuck your chin in so that the whole body is in a nice long line. Let's close the eyes. Close the mouth if you can, and breathe through the nostrils or through the mouth if easier. Here we are. We've come to relaxation. We've come to the best bit of yoga, really. And this is where we really reap the benefits of our practice. And just for a few minutes, let's allow our whole body to rest. Let's allow our breath to be soft and relaxed as we breathe in and gently breathe out. Just take 8 slow breaths here, yogis, in your own time. No harsh judgments, no overthinking, just relaxing as you give yourself and your body a well-earned break. So let's take 2 more deep breaths together now. And again, I want you to take your time. There is no rush. Just following the breath in and following the breath out. And as you take those few deep breaths, I want you to just gently observe how you now feel. Just checking in with any thoughts or any physical sensations as you lie quiet and still. Perhaps inwardly just asking yourself, how do I now feel? And do listen to any responses. Feel the support coming from the earth as your body lies quiet and still. Feeling the support from underneath the body, from the earth. Now, yogis, we're going to think about gently moving once more our fingers and our toes, just giving them an affectionate stretch and wiggle, moving fingers and toes gently, opening and closing them. And let's do the same with the wrists and the ankles now. Little rotations into wrists and ankles if you wish to. Untie these knots. Notice how the joints feel physically now. And then, if you wish to, bend the knees, hug the knees into the chest, and just enjoy rocking gently from side to side. This massages our low back. So this is good if we've had a small period of time lying still. It just starts to soothe and soften our low back, removing any kinks in the spine. Take a deep breath in, a deep breath out, and just open the eyes gently back into the room. Again, just observing how you now feel. And then rolling gently onto one side. We'll just gently come up. And we're going to close the practice together. So come to sitting, yogis. And then take a deep breath in with me. And imagine that you could grab and just envelop all that lovely energy. Bring it down into your heart space. Remind yourself that this session was about giving yourself a break. And you've done just that. Well done. Take care. Om Shanti, peace. The chat room will be open for another few minutes, so it'd be lovely to see you. But if not, take care and have a lovely day. Om Shanti, peace. See you in a moment. Bye for now.